All right. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. This is Ask Me Anything on Facebook Live. So, in case you have never done this before, so you know, all you need to do is post your questions in the comments. Today, we are here with Monica Urbaniak. And
Morning.
good morning. Thank you for joining us today.
Glad to be here.
So this will be session 3, where we will be talking about resolutions. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to add them in the comments. I will be checking them as we go through today. And Monica, would you like to tell a little bit about yourself before we get started?
Well, good morning, and thank you guys all for being here today. I am a therapist and trainer and consultant specializing in trauma in the Dallas area. And I've been on the TAASA board for a number of years, and I'm a lifetime member of TAASA, and I wholeheartedly support the work of TAASA and all the people in the movement in our community and beyond. So I'm just really excited to be here. Thanks for having me, Courtney.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
All right. So first, I know you kind of touched on this.
Yep.
But you've been involved with TAASA for how long?
A long time. So I served, I can't remember. I think the first time that I went to a TASA conference was when it was in El Paso, either 2002, 2004.
Oh, wow.
So a really long time ago. And I've been to most of the conferences. I've served on the board in a variety of positions. I think the last time I was on the board, I was actually on the board for 8 years, which might be the longest ever.
Wow.
Then I was off for a couple of years, and I've recently rolled back onto the board. And so it's just an organization that I really deeply believe in, and I think it's really necessary and imperative that we continue to support this organization because of the trickle-down effect for how it supports survivors in our communities.
That's awesome. Thank you, Monica.
Of course.
So jumping into resolutions, how many have you submitted or helped with?
Well, in all that time on the board, there were a number of resolutions that I was involved in. So resolutions we look at the resolutions every year. So every single year we review them. Some of the resolutions sunset, which means they go away if we don't refile them. So through the years, I've been involved in, countless resolutions. Some of them are resolutions that are so good that we've kept and we think they are central to the mission of TASA that we're just revamping them, maybe changing the language, maybe just updating them with current statistics or new information that we get garnered from the field. And then sometimes we are really looking into the future and what do we want TASA to look like? What do we want our community to look like? So we're pulling brand new resolutions. So I would say dozens at least.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. I was going to say, and for those of y'all who don't know, the resolutions are what TASA uses to drive the work, and they are submitted by folks like you, which is why we're talking about them today. So that leads into why you think it's important.
Sure. Resolutions, like you mentioned, Courtney, are the driving force behind the work that TASA does. And we feel like as a board and as members of this community and the folks at TASA also believe that the people who have the best insight into what's going on in our community are those frontline workers, are those people that are sitting with survivors every day, as well as survivors who are out there being impacted by the laws that are in place, by community standards, by the media, by all of the things that impact what survivors and individuals are dealing with on a daily basis. So as a board, it's important for us to get information from those people, survivors, frontline workers, community members, stakeholders, so that TASA can drive its efforts to make sure we're meeting the needs of the community. So every resolution that's submitted influences what TASA staff does and what we put on our policy agenda so that our policymakers and our policy staff can reach out to the people that drive our legislative bodies to enact rules, laws, standards so that survivors get the best service possible, that they get the best care possible in our communities.
That leads right into our next question, which is, how have you seen resolutions impact the legislation?
You know, I was reflecting on this morning, and I was thinking about all the different ways that resolutions, something that's come out of the membership or a survivor or a frontline worker, and the trickle down effect of that. And I mean, if I looked back, I could think about, appropriations that came out of the sexually oriented businesses bill from days gone by, and 8 years of judicial proceedings around that we were able to get millions of dollars infused in Texas to support survivors and to support the organizations that support survivors. So that's one of the direct ways. I was also thinking about 100 years ago, we had some resolutions on what we were calling at that point like gateway crimes, like voyeurism, exhibitionism, those kinds of things, peeping tom kind of ideas. Again, that's all very old language, but how that has had a trickle down effect as well. And now we have a bill for what is it called? It's called non-penetrative sexual assault, so indecent assault. It's created a special class. And that was one of the ways that TAASA was involved, that we thought this is the thing that we need to pay attention to and look at. And now it's come out that we've created this law to support that, as well as other areas like sexual assault and abuse in incarcerated settings, and supporting those incarcerated who are sexually abused or assaulted in incarceration settings, and the myriad of ways that we have helped support through our resolutions and policy. Those who are in secondary learning settings, colleges, high schools, post-grad, all the ways that we've helped to kind of lead the charge in providing access to care, appropriate care for those who are victimized in those settings as well.
Oh, wow. Wonderful. Thank you, Monica.
Of course, thank you.
So the last question I have is, what if you have an idea, but you're nervous about the submission process?
Well, I hope you can pull this up, Courtney. So the board last year, maybe last year or the year before, created a handy dandy guide to submitting resolutions. And so anyone who's a member should have received this. If not, you can also get it on the website, on the TAASA website. So the handy dandy guide has a breakdown of what resolutions are, what they mean, how to submit a resolution, and there is a cheat sheet and a form. It can be totally fill in the blank. So if you just have an idea, you can also just let a board member know, send an email to the board, send an email to a staff member at TAASA, talk to your region rep, and your region rep or another staff member or board can help you to fill in the blanks, to draft that resolution, to wordsmith it, to make sure it's exactly what we want. And then you can submit that and we will review it. And because resolutions are voted on by the membership, you will have an opportunity for all the membership to see it and maybe see your resolution go into action and guide our policy work moving forward.
So is the guide within the policy, or not policy, the resolution form?
Yes, it is. It's all attached together. So it'll have some questions on there. It'll tell you about what a resolution is, who can submit, why you should submit. You're seeing all that right there. And then if you go further down, it'll have a little kind of fill in the blank. The title of the resolution, your clauses.
Should I go to next?
Yep.
Let's go.
Oh, it wants you to actually do.
I can do that.
Yeah. There we go. Perfect.
Oh, it's going to make me go through.
Okay. Well, handy dandy guide. It's in there. It is step by step. And everyone who is a member, who belongs to a member agency, if you're the person that gets the TAASA emails, it's been sent out to you. If not, please feel free to reach out to me or any other board member, or again, your region rep, so that they can get you going on that resolution that's going to guide our work in the future.
Wonderful. I'm not sure if I'm hitting it, but I know
that's it. There's a sample resolution there. That's it.
Perfect.
Good.
So y'all, if you have questions about this or need me to send it to you, membership@taasa.org, okay? Going back.
Awesome.
Let's see.
Other things to remember real quick. resolutions expire every 4 years, so they sunset, so we review them. And so sometimes we'll need to look back at a resolution and have a community member help us look those resolutions over and update them. So we may call out on you. If you want to do that, please let someone know. And also resolution deadline is February 14th. So
Ooh, that's
get those
coming up.
days in by Valentine's Day. So even if you have an idea and you may need a little bit more extra time, just reach out to one of us and we'll help you with that, and we'll get it in there.
Yeah, you guys, the opportunity to put your heart into a resolution for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, there you go. I love it.
All right. So I know we did have a question come in through the form. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight it. So, can TAASA add a resolution supporting zero abuse, past education and training and bachelor degree level of social work, and for CAC forensic interviews, and for Texas Child Sexual Abuse Investigatory Agencies? And before you get started, I do want to premise with, this is an opportunity for the person who submitted the question to work with the TAASA board on creating what this resolution looks like. And I'll let you take that away.
That's exactly it, Courtney. You took the words right out of my mouth. So thank you for supporting this great question. And this is exactly something that TAASA could get behind and the board could get behind. So whoever wrote this, I really, really suggest that you reach out to your region rep, reach out to me, reach out to Courtney, and she can get you in touch with me. And if this is something you're interested in, yes, absolutely. It sounds like you have some background on this and can provide us some great information about what this could look like. And that could be a resolution that we submit to the membership for their voting and potentially move forward from there. So absolutely, contact your region rep, contact one of us, and we can look at that.
All right, thank you. And so it looks like right now there's no additional questions. If y'all have some questions and want to take a moment to formulate it, I have a random one for Monica.
Great. Wild card.
Wild card. So my question is, well, I'm going to do a little background. If y'all didn't know, TAASA at the conference, we do awards, and Monica was the recipient in 2018 of the Vivian Miles Lifetime Achievement Award. And it was because of her lifetime demonstration of committing to end sexual violence and providing support to survivors. So I wanted to share.
Thanks, Courtney.
You know,
that was a huge honor.
Bam.
Oh, wow. That was such an honor. I was completely blindsided and just overwhelmed.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it was wonderful. I was actually at Monica's table when this took place.
I was so shocked.
I remember your reaction. And so in general, my question, it's pretty easy. How was it winning?
Oh gosh. Yeah, super overwhelming. I was so I was just shocked and humbled and overjoyed, and man, shocked was really the first thing. We have this thing going in our friend group where we say, like, nobody ever buys me a pet monkey or nobody ever takes me to the zoo. You know, it's just, you know, talking about ridiculous things. And that week while we were in TAASA, I was like, nobody ever gives me the Vivian Miles, not knowing that I was going to receive this award. And thank you to my sweet friends, Rick Giprich and Christina Coltas, and all the other staff and community members who were so kind in submitting that and really, truly giving me one of the greatest honors of my life.
That's wonderful. And I have to, just because prom pick.
So yeah, TAASA doesn't actually have a prom, but if they did, this is what we would do, and this is how we would pose. So, yeah.
It's beautiful.
You know, I've received so much through my involvement with TAASA, so many gifts that, I mean, they truly are innumerable, and you're looking at several of them right there. You know, my relationship with Rick and Christina and Ted has been a true gift that TAASA has helped facilitate. So I am forever indebted to the organization for all the work they do and for the ways they've influenced my life.
Oh, that's so wonderful. Thank you, Monica.
Oh, thank you.
All right, checking back in the comments. Any additional questions, folks? Anybody? We are right at 10:15. So I think we may be coming to a close unless anything populates through. I just want to remind y'all, so you know, the AMA is for you. We want to hear from y'all what questions you have from the field. And so if you have any questions, you can submit it to our form. I can send it to you. I'll also post it in the comments. And if you have any additional questions, do still add them in the comments. Monica or I will reach out to you. If we miss it, just tag us because we're in the group too. And yeah, I think that is it, y'all.
Thanks so much, Courtney, for putting these on. These are awesome. I love it.
Thank you, Monica, for joining us today. And y'all, we'll see you next time.
Bye, y'all. Have a great day.